Well, Virgil, we're getting ready for our third bout of the evening. And I tell you, with the first two fights, I don't know if that's setting a trend for this evening's bouts or not. What do you think?
Well, I hope not, because I spoke too soon at the last fight. So Kenny Pratt usually he's in for the long haul. He's a good, rough, tough young kid coming out of Glendale. I like Kenny Pratt. He looks like he's might go somewhere in boxing. He's got a good head on his shoulders, and it looks like he wants to move up, go somewhere. So we'll see tonight. This is another step in the process.
Oh yes, we'll see.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 4 rounds in the middleweight division. Introducing first, in the red corner, wearing the all-black trunks, his professional record 4 wins, no losses. He's from Phoenix, Arizona. He weighs at 160 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, Pratt. His opponent in the blue corner hails from Socorro, New Mexico. He's wearing the black trunks with the white trim. His professional record 4 wins, 4 losses. He weighed in at 158 pounds. Displaying his nickname through his trainer, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to Arizona, Anthony El Leon Ayon. I might add that the line drawn on his shirt was done by his trainer. Very fine art job. Ladies and gentlemen, Al Munoz with the instructions.
Referee Al Munoz with the instructions, and another very competent referee.
Yeah, Tony, Arizona seems to have some very top-ranked referees and a very well-schooled commission. This is a real good place for boxing. It's monitored very closely. They look out for the fighters, and I have to take my hat off to the commission, John Montano, all the way down.
Oh yes, here we go for round 1. Once again, seems like there's no feeling out process. Both fighters are coming out. Pratt moving well. Ayon seems to be winging it pretty wildly in the first round.
Yeah, it looks like they're slowing down a little bit. There could be a feeling out process here. Hopefully we can... Oh, nice right hand.
Oh, yes, beautiful.
There we go. It seems like Ayon's game plan is to kind of get inside, and which is actually how you have to fight Kenny Pratt. You got to get inside and work the body. And
yeah, it seems like Ayon's stature being short, that it would be in his favor to smother Pratt, which he's doing right now with great effectiveness.
Yeah, if you stay outside of Kenny Pratt's jab, you're in real big trouble. You have to get inside that jab, which seems to be the game plan of Ayon. But as we can see now, there it is.
Oh, good right hand by Pratt. Doesn't seem to have any effect on Ayon at the moment.
Yeah, we might see the effects here in a few seconds.
That one landed on the shoulder. That one landed. Ayon's legs doesn't seem to be on a good left hook. If Pratt follows up, he may have a knockdown here.
Yeah, it just shows you what I just said. If you stay out on the end of Kenny's punches there, you're in big trouble.
Pratt seems to be cool. He seems to be select. Good left, right. Oh, he's hurt. Ayon is hurt. Good hard right hand.
just got hit with a Mack truck, and he didn't even flinch him.
As I was saying, Pratt seems to be very selective in his punches, so he's not really punching wildly. And that's the end of round one. Very good round of action.
Ladies and gentlemen, round two. This bout scheduled for 4.
Here we go for round two. If any indication of the first round, it should be a lot of action. Pratt landed a lot of good shots in that round, but Ayon seems to be there, and he's taking them. A couple of wild punches by Ayon, but doesn't seem to quite have his legs underneath him.
Yeah, not quite yet. I think he's starting to feel the power of Kenny Pratt's punches, and he might be just a little bit leery now. But he's back inside. That's where he needs to be. He's got to get inside.
Oh yeah, he's coming out aggressively, but he did the same thing in the first round until he got tagged. And there he got tagged with a good left jab, good stiff jab.
Yeah, some good action here.
Two uppercuts in a row, then a right. Pratt is looking like a great technician in there. He's really selecting his punches well. But once again, Ayon is hanging on. He's taking him.
Yeah, he's not moving back. He's right there. He's right in front of Kenny Pratt, so Kenny needs to take advantage of that while he can. Go ahead and end this fight, and because you never know what can happen. Again, Tony, like you said, you never know in boxing. These are the kind of guys you let them back in the fight, and you can really regret it.
Oh, that's true, Virgil. All it takes is just one good shot, and it could be lights out. It seems that Ayon seems to be standing straight up. He's not really moving his head well, and Pratt is just tattooing him as he comes in.
Yeah, he needs to get inside. He needs to get his legs underneath him and follow the game plan in his corners, but mapped out for him.
Once again, Pratt seems to be very selective in his punches. He's mixing them up, going to the body and the head. I really think if he moves a little more, he doesn't really have to be in there. He's shown in these rounds that he's a superior boxer over Ayon. Now we're seeing just a little bit of head movement for Ayon. Those punches are slapping punches by Ayon. It's not really having an effect. And that's the end of round 2. Round 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, our second round.
And we're about ready to start round 3. I gave both of those rounds to Pratt. He's really showing some excellent boxing skills. Ayon seems to come out at the beginning of each round with a flurry, as he's doing right now. Then seems to die down in the middle and late part of the rounds. Coming in swinging wildly and really not landing. Once again, I really don't think that Pratt needs to be inside there. I think he can move and use his superior boxing skills and stay on the outside. Even though he's being very effective inside, you never know in boxing. You can get a headbutt or cut, and anything can happen inside. There's one thing, Ayon has shown a lot of heart. He's really coming on. He's not backing up. He's got Pratt in the corner. I think when he gets Pratt against the ropes in the corner, he needs to really work the body, then come upstairs. That was a good lead right by Ayon. Little left. Seems like Pratt just won't let Ayon get on track. Every time Ayon tries to go with an attack, Pratt smothers his punches and comes right back with his own. Good lead right by Pratt. Once again, Ayon's punches doesn't seem on Pratt. Seems to be throwing more arm punches than anything else. Ayon's looking a little tired here in this round. I think if Pratt can press the issue a little more, he can take him out. Now, right there, that's where Pratt doesn't need to be. He doesn't need to be on those ropes. He needs to be right in the center of the ring where he can use his superior boxing skills. But on the other hand, Ayon, if he can get him in on the ropes in the corner, it'll be to his advantage. Right there, good uppercut by Pratt. Ayon needs to get busy in the corner, and that's the end of round 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, our third round will be from Hooters. This is...
But I do feel that if he can get Pratt in the corner, it'll be to his advantage because he's a shorter man, he has a shorter arms, and he needs to get inside and press the issue. But when he gets Pratt in the corner, he needs to be busy.
You got it. Okay, you're on your own. This has been a good bout. Let's give them both a hand.
Here we go for the fourth and final round. Pratt's been dominating the fight. We'll see what happens in this last round. Once again, Ayon comes out aggressively in opening rounds. Oh, good lead right by Pratt. Well, once again, Ayon is really taking the punches. But they're scoring. Oh. Pratt seems to be coming on. Perhaps he wants a knockout here. I tell you, Ayon's really shown a lot of heart, man. I think a lot of fighters would have gone down with some of the punches that he's absorbed so far. Now, see right there, that's where Ayon needs to be busy. When he gets him inside, he needs to be punching more. Right there. And on the flip side, Pratt doesn't need to be there. He has the superior boxing skills. He should use his legs. Move around and jab and set him up for the right hand. But I tell you, Pratt may be showing a little worriness. He's been throwing a lot of blows here. He may be just a little bit on worry. I tell you, Ayon's been right in front of him. He hasn't gone anywhere. Ayon really doesn't seem like his legs are underneath him. He seems to be running out of gas. But then again, as I alluded to before, Pratt doesn't seem to be that fresh himself. But if I would say Pratt seems to be the fresh of the two. And once again, Ayon's just slapping blows. But he needs to be busy. Right there, when he gets him inside, well, there he goes. I tell you, I have to give Ayon an A for effort. He's trying. Ayon swinging wildly again. Referee Ayon giving him a warning. Good straight right hand. And that's the end of the fight. A good competitive fight.
This fight here, I think, what's the young man's name over here?
That's Pratt.
Pratt, a good fighter, but he's going to have to start learning how to use his jab more often and using combinations instead of trying to stand there and slug with a guy. Because this guy could have hit him on one of those shots like he did in the first round and really hurt him. So, even like the last round, there's no sense him taking a chance in there at that time because basically he was winning the fight anyway. Stay outside, use your combination, set him up with a jab, and go for it and back out.
I agree. And there it is, Pratt by unanimous decision.
Let me tell you something, folks. You aren't going to see any more heart and effort than we saw from this young man in front of you right now. Let's have a great hand for a lot of effort from Anthony Ayon.
Yes, Ayon has shown a lot of heart in that fight. But I agree with you, Ray. If Pratt can use his jab more and use his superior boxing skills, he could be a lot more effective in there. It showed a lot of times in the round when Ayon got him cornered and onto the ropes that he was effective in that way. I don't know whether Pratt was getting tired or what have you, but it seems like he could have moved a little more and used his superior boxing skills.
Yeah, Tony, when he'd get in a corner like that, he had no business being in a corner like that. What he should do is grab onto the guy instead of standing there covering up, because all he's doing is taking unnecessary punishment. And because when a fighter takes unnecessary punishment, his life as a boxer is not going to be that long. So he's definitely got to start learning how to start moving, jab, a couple of jabs, not just come out there with one jab at a time, but start, maybe a couple of times one time, maybe three times jab, and then come back with a good right. Come down underneath on a guy like this. Don't hit him in the head. Hit him in the body. That's where it's going to hurt him. That's where he should have slowed him down at.
Definitely. I thought he should have mixed it up a little more and confused Ayon a little bit. But a win is a win, and he showed a lot of good skills in there, and I think he would be a very promising professional.
Right, I agree with you, Tony. I think this kid is going to be great. He just has to stay in there, hang in with it. He's going to get some good fights, and I look for him with what I've seen tonight in his previous fight. He could be a really good drawing card here in Phoenix and possibly maybe fighting for a championship sometime. But he's just going to have to stay with it, learn, listen to his manager, his coaches, and we'll be looking at him, I would say, probably in the near future anyway.
Definitely, and that's the end of our third fight of this evening. We'll be back.